Hey everybody, the greatest goblin that ever lived is here with a comic book review for the final week of October 2013. I know I'm late with this, and I do apologize. Halloween week and weekend was really busy for me, and I had a blast with it. And this past weekend I was at a party, sort of a get-together more or less. Me and some friends, we got together and we decided to watch WrestleMania 1 from 1985. It was fun stuff. I got a lot of books to review here. Now, it's all Marvel, and we got a Dynamite and an IDW comic. I don't have any DC for this week, which means no Aquaman annual and no Green Lantern annual to review. I didn't get the Green Lantern annual because, to save money, and because of the fact I have not read Red Lanterns yet. So I'm not going to read this story out of order. I'm going to wait and get Red Lanterns first if I can. And once I read Red Lanterns, then I'll get the Green Lantern annual, because I don't want to run the risk of being tempted to read the finale before I find out what happened in Red Lanterns. So I passed on it, and I'm holding it until I can get Red Lanterns. I didn't get the Aquaman annual either because it was a $5 book, and there was another $5 book in my pool that I decided to get instead, but I'll get to that when I get to it. So I got Marvel, IDW, and Dynamite, and let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with Marvel. We'll start off with Guardians of the Galaxy, number 8. Brian Michael Bendis is still nailing it with the writing in here. The writing is fantastic. The artwork, the cover is okay. The cover is pretty well done, but the interior artwork just rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't really like it. No disrespect to Frank Avila, but I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I did not really like the interior artwork. It looked too dark, it looked too grainy. It just, I just didn't like it. I got so used to Sarah Pichelli doing the artwork and Steve McNiven doing the artwork for Guardians of the Galaxy. I got too used to them doing it, and after they left, it just seemed like for the artwork. The artwork just didn't do it for me, but the storytelling did save it from being crap. I mean, this was, storytelling-wise, really solid. Not too much happens in here. It's just the Guardians going out to rescue Abigail Brand, director of S.W.O.R.D., because she's been captured and they need to save her. That's pretty much the gist of this entire issue. There's some good one-liners in here, especially from Rocket, and especially, Peter and Rocket just mesh really well with their one-liners and their dialogue. And Abigail fit in here very well. When they go to save her, she says, "I'm glad you didn't bust out a Princess Leia reference." And Peter was like, "You know what? I was thinking." And she's like, "I know." And it's just good stuff. And they both criticized Rocket's catchphrase, "Blam, I just murdered you." And they're like, "Is that really his catchphrase?" Yeah, it is. I don't like it. I don't either. It's just good stuff. But there was some heavy tension in the beginning of the book between Peter and Gamora. And what it was about, I don't want to ruin that because I thought it was really good stuff. But it's just more or less them going out to save Abigail, and that's pretty much it. But the cliffhanger at the end of the book was, yeah, pretty damn impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Nicely done, Mr. Bendis. This wasn't the strongest issue of the series. Hell no. But it was a good read. I did enjoy it. I'm staying on board with it. It was good stuff. Alright, we're moving on to Infinity, Part 5 of 6. Jonathan Hickman. Oh my God. Your writing has just been good with this book. This series has been incredible. Now, the good guys are finally getting off their ass. They're growing some pears, and they're going to fight, and save all these worlds from Thanos' hand. And it's just fantastic. I mean, it's more or less the whole issue deals with the heroes fighting back, saying, "You know what? Fuck this. If we're going to go down, we're going down fighting, and we're just going in there swinging and everything," and they're winning the day. And there's a huge amount of respect for the Avengers in here. Very huge amount of respect, and I loved what they did for the Avengers once these worlds were freed from Thanos' rule. Very, very good stuff. Good storytelling, great stuff, but it's not over yet because there's one more planet they need to save, and guess what? It's Earth. Especially seeing what Thanos gets his hands on Earth in this issue, and I'm like, uh-oh, this ain't good. I mean, the Avengers, they have a victory, but they haven't won the war. It's really, really good storytelling, really good artwork, great writing. What more can you ask for? This has been phenomenal stuff. An event well worth reading from Marvel with a clear-cut, 100% true to honest-to-God villain. No more good guys versus good guys bullshit. We got a good guys versus bad guys event that I think is well worth reading. This has been phenomenal. I can't wait for the finale. This is good. I'm just praying that the conclusion does not let me down the way Age of Ultron did. This was good. I highly recommend this issue. Alright, next up. Kick-Ass 3, issue number 4. A real-life Civil War. This was alright. I mean, this was, yeah, that's the best way I could put it. This was alright. And they're not joking. A real-life Civil War. There's dissension with the Justice Forever and everything. You know, the Juicer, as he calls himself. You know, the guy with the lightning bolt and stuff. He believes there's another way to deal out vigilante justice, while Kick-Ass and S-Kicker and some of their followers believed in another way of dealing out justice. It's basically a disagreement on how a superhero should be. You know, Kick-Ass is more traditional. Juicer is a here and now kind of hero. And that's pretty much it. It's just them bitching and griping about what a hero should act like, and it causes a split between the Justice Forever team. And that storytelling aspect's not that bad, but there's also a heavy focus on Kick-Ass and Ass-Kicker, you know, Dave and Todd. There's also a big focus in the book on them getting laid. You know, Todd is having sex with, I believe, his old English teacher, which is really creepy and really disturbing because he's a teenager and she's a teacher. A real way to remind us that there are some sicko teachers out there, Marvel. Really, really, really touching reminder. Thank you. And but Dave is a different story. He's actually developing an actual relationship with a woman, and of course it leads to you know what. He's gonna get him some, you know, and yeah, it is what it is. And there's some heavy drama developing with Hit Girl in prison. A really big revelation about her is revealed in here. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, this was alright. And the corrupt cops are trying to finally grow some nuts and say, hey, we're tired of being ordered around. It's time we do stuff our way. And the way the cops figure out how to do this, yeah, it's kind of a predictable cliffhanger. But for the most part, this issue was alright at best. I love John Romita Jr.'s artwork. His artwork's the reason why I keep coming back to this. He's one of my favorite writers. Mark Millarkin is pretty much hit or miss sometimes when it comes to writing. I don't know what else to say. I mean, this was alright. It was a nice read. It wasn't horrible. Then again, it wasn't that great. I'd say it was an average read, just a little bit above average. A little bit above average. Not bad. It is what it is. Moving on to Scarlet Spider, number 23. Chris Yost is still killing it on here. I'm really sad to see that this series is unfortunately going away. I was told a while back by somebody that Scarlet Spider's fixing to go, and it's going to be sad. I'm going to be sad to see it go because it's really a good, compelling series. I love it. And this was no different. I don't know how well the camera can pick it up here, but if you look in the background, you see gravestones, each with the name of a supporting cast member from this series. You know, and I'm going to tell you right now, minor spoiler, one of those gravestones might be true by the end of this book. I'm going to warn you there. One of these gravestones might be true. But this is the conclusion, I guess, of, you know, Kane versus the Craven family. You know, Craven the Hunter has decreed that the only person who can actually kill him is indeed the Scarlet Spider, since it was his blood that resurrected him. But here's the thing, we were reminded a long time ago in this particular story that Kraven does not like the fact that he's living again. You know, he was at peace when he died, because he died knowing he was superior to Spider-Man. I hate using that word, but that's the word he uses in this book. He bested Spider-Man, and he died with that comfort. And when he was resurrected, it feels like torture that he's still living, and he has tried to die, but he can't die. The only person who can actually kill him is Kane. And what does he do in here? I'm not going to ruin it, but there may be, it's really heavily teased, there may be a casualty in this book. This was very heavy on the drama, really good on the action, very nicely done. I'd recommend this issue. I apologize for the jump cut. I got thirsty. Alright, we're moving on in Marvel. We're moving on to The Superior Spider-Man, issue number 20. I love that cover. That cover is awesome. That's the only awesome part about this issue. I was speaking to one of my dearest friends on the internet on Tumblr, Samantha, and she was just flat out furious at this issue. She said she read it in the store, but she put it back after she read it because she felt so insulted as a fan of the Black Cat for this issue. And I read it, and I talked to her about it, and I agreed with her. Any Black Cat fan is going to feel insulted with this issue. Dan Slott, no offense, man, but what the hell were you thinking when you wrote this issue? The artwork from Giuseppe Camuncoli is good as always, and like I said, that cover is bitchin' awesome. I love that cover. It's like the focus is not even on the Black Cat in this book. She just gets a mere... It's like she plays a cameo in this issue. She's not even the main focus of the story, so why put her on the cover? All because we gotta have a Black Cat Otto Octavius cross here, don't we? What? I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it because it pissed me off. You know, Ock is talking with his new love interest on the phone while he's web slinging, and he comes and he sees Felicia doing some thievery, and he just swoops down. And he says, "I'll be right back," and he swoops down and beats her. I mean, he punches her in the face. I mean, square in the face, and she actually loses a tooth from that jab. And she's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like apprehending a criminal. And I'm just like, oh. I'm like, Ock, you dick. It's like, it's almost like he forgot that he's supposed to be Spider-Man. Oh my god, this was so insulting to Felicia's character. So insulting. He beats her up and then he webs her up, leaving her pissed off. Just like I was. Dan, what the hell? What the hell are you smoking? This was pathetic. A pathetic treatment of Felicia. She deserves better treatment to her character than this. I mean, I honestly felt insulted as a Black Cat fan. But she's not even the main focus, which is even more insulting. The main focus is Ock, his lies, his deception, his bullshit arrogance, everything about him. It's finally catching up to him. And he's finally, the world around him that he wants for himself is finally crumbling down. Little by little, we're seeing more exposure to his bullshit in here. And it's like, as a Peter Parker Spider-Man fan, I'm looking at what Ock's going through in this issue, and I'm like, yeah, take that, you fucking prick. This was good for that aspect of the storytelling. Ock's bullshit is starting to get more and more exposed. Especially Carly. Carly's not being fooled by anybody either. I love that they're making her so damn smart in this book. And it's really also kind of funny that she's seemingly smarter than the Avengers. Because the Avengers, with their tech and their knowledge and their know-how and their their tools in their trade, they would have easily been able to trace back any evidence at all that Peter might not be Peter. Yet it's an honest to God everyday police officer that's finding this shit out. I think that's really funny. But yeah, this was a big fuck you to the Black Cat, and Ox slowly getting exposed for the piece of shit that he is, and then there's that dun 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 kind of cliffhanger. This was half and half. Half of me liked this, half of me hated this. Dan Slott, I mean no disrespect, but for the Black Cat, but for what you're doing with Ock. It's a half and half. Take it for what it is. Give it a read. Make your judgment. That's all I can say. I did enjoy the book for the most part, but like I said, it is what it is. Alright, we're closing off Marvel with... Hang on a second. God, I can't quit drinking that water. Alright, we're closing off Marvel with X-Men, Battle of the Atom, issue number 2. This is chapter 10, the finale of Battle of the Atom. Oh my God. This was good. This was really good. Wow. Where do I begin? The Brotherhood, the future Brotherhood, sucks to be you. It really does. It sucks to be you. The future X-Men and the present day X-Men, you know, they put aside their feelings and they work together to fight this Brotherhood and to fight off S.H.I.E.L.D. And there's a big reveal from S.H.I.E.L.D. in this book. And when I saw it, I went, oh my God, no. Fuck no. Wow. All I can say is Nick Fury, the original, the real Nick Fury, would be pissed, I think, if he found this shit out. And I think he'd be more pissed if he didn't have a hand in it, you know, but wow, really? Just wow. But there are some casualties in here. There's some winks and nods to past X-Men stuff. But wow, I mean, you talk about drama, heavy action. Action here was really good. Just fantastic stuff. Great dialogue. Every time I look at Cyclops, present day Cyclops, Dick Summers, every time I look at him and I read some of the stuff he said in this book, I'm like, fuck you, Cyclops. Just fuck you. And fuck you, Emma Frost, for all the shit you saying here. I mean, your back's against the wall. You're on the brink of death, and you still want to squabble because you still want to squabble with the X-Men because you don't want to take orders. You figuratively have got a gun barrel posted to your forehead, and you still want to bicker and bitch about not taking orders from anybody. Fuck you, you diamond-encrusted bitch. Just pure greatness. I mean, Bendis just did a magnificent job with this stuff. So did Jason Aaron and so did Brian Wood. I mean, everybody who wrote on this story did such a great job. I don't want to ruin hardly anything else. I really believe this issue was that good. The epilogues, they were all wrapping up what was going on, and the rest of the story was very nicely done. But there's a big moment at the end of the book involving somebody from Wolverine's side doing something I never would have expected. Oh my God. Really, Bendis? You're really going to do that, okay? But it's another one of those moments where I look at Dick Summers and I just go, you know, fuck you, Cyclops. Just fuck you. God, I hated Dick Summers in this book. He's just so goddamn full of himself. You know, he'll point a finger at anybody who does anything wrong, but he won't. But he can't take having the finger pointed back at him. Fuck you, Cyclops. But yeah, this was an incredible read. I gotta tell you, Battle of the Atom has a chance to be one of the best X-Men stories in years. I am dead fucking serious when I tell you that. This is really good stuff. I highly recommend getting this story. If you missed out on these issues, get it in trade or look for the back issues. Any way you can, please read this story. Enjoy it. Love it for what it is. It entertained the hell out of me. I loved it. Thank you, Bendis. Thank you, Wood. Thank you, Aaron. Y'all did a great job with this. Alright, we're moving on to Independence. We're going to Dynamite. And with Dynamite, we got the Spider Annual 2013. I really, honestly regret getting this instead of the Aquaman Annual. Because this felt like Dynamite was going, let me borrow a joke from my old mentor. Give me $5. Because that's basically what this was. I honestly, this didn't tie into the main story at all. I mean, this just felt like a one and done story involving the Spider. And this is a good example of the fact that not every comic book from an independent company is going to be a gem. This didn't really do that much for me. I was actually really disappointed. The writing was okay. The artwork was pretty good, but I'm sorry. I felt like I was reading an issue of Batman. You know, because, hell, even on the damn cover, Spider's just going around going, a lot. I'm like, this is also a good drinking game. Take a drink every time you see the Spider go, you know, it does that a lot, and it got old really fast. But I understand that Shannon, Eric Denton, and Igor Vitorino, I know they wanted to write their own take on the Spider, and I get that, but it just came off like Batman light. It really did. I mean, it had some aspects to the character of the series that I like, but it felt like an average read with a heavy price of $5 that I don't think this book was worth. I honestly felt like I was reading a Batman book. I did. Just with lethal force, and that was pretty much it. But, you know, the name of this story should have just been called Hey, but I'll tell you this. I'll be honest. The artwork was good, and there were some action aspects of this book that I did like. I liked it when the Spider tracked down one of the bad guys in the sewer. He falls down a waterfall like a scene out of The fucking Fugitive, and he's like, "Oh damn, he had a really nice shotgun." Okay, whatever. I mean, this is just more or less Spider tracking down crooks and thugs, and killing them. That's basically all this was. And Dynamite says, give me $5. And that's pretty much what this was. I mean, it was an average read at the very best. It did not do anything for me. And to tell you the truth, I honestly regret buying it. I mean, I was really disappointed. But if you picked this book up, and if you read it, and if you loved it, then that's fine. I got no gripes with that. It's just, you know, when it comes to stuff like comic books, opinions will vary. And in my opinion, this was just average. Sorry, it's just the way I saw it. Took a drink because he went, "Arr!" Okay. We're finishing out with IDW, and we're finishing out with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 27. It's the cover A. Oh my god. That's a nice picture of Hun here. Now, what's really interesting, now I don't read the micro series with the villains and everything like that, But it's revealed in this particular Turtles world, the Hun, the leader of the Purple Dragon, is actually Casey Jones' father. That's an interesting twist, and I like that. But this was real heavy on the drama. Michelangelo really steps it up a notch in this book, and I really gotta give Kevin Eastman props for making Mikey look more serious in this book, because I'm getting really burnt out on this whole Michelangelo's the dumb one. You know, I'm really getting burnt out on that. You know, Michelangelo is not always the dumb one. He's the one that always has a clear head. He always sees the good in everything. And he's a little naive, yes, but he's got a good heart. But, you know, I think it's kind of ingenious when he does, you know, to track down some information about the Shredder and Leonardo in here. You know, the Turtles have an unholy alliance with Old Hob and with Slash and everything, and it's time for some good old-fashioned balls to the wall, tear down the door, fighting and everything. Shredder is calling out all the criminals in the town, saying, hey, you all work for me now. You either serve the Foot Clan or you die. It's just really good stuff. And what a message he displays to all these crooks. He calls them all for a meeting. And he's up on a stage, and he gives one big, deliberate fucking message of what a fitting way to say, you either serve me or die. Ooh, nice. But also it gives Leonardo some flashbacks, and it turns out that the hold that the Shredder has on him might not be as strong as he wanted it to. But, you know, as the Turtles and Splinter are about to make the save, we get to the cliffhanger, and all I'm going to say is, Kevin Eastman, thank you. Oh my God, that cliffhanger. Ah! Yes, 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 that cliffhanger. Fuck, I'm geeking out just thinking about it. I can't spoil it at all. This was great. Solid action, solid writing. The artwork was great. I love this distinguishability between the Turtles, not just with the mask, but with their own distinct looks. I love that. You know, I'm just dying to see how much more we can get out of this story. Just fantastic goodness. I loved it. And that cliffhanger just made me geek the fuck out. I loved this book. Do yourselves a favor. Get on board with IDW's Ninja Turtles. You will not regret it, I promise you. Well, that's all I got for this week, everybody. But before I leave, I want to show something off that I made with the help of my girlfriend Jennifer and her dad. Her dad did printouts that I requested, and I thank him for that. And Jennifer helped me with the construction, and I did the finishing touches with the paint. We all got together and we made this. The WWE Championship. I am the face of YouTube comic book reviews. But yeah, it's a cheap cardboard replica that I made with the help of Jennifer and her dad. You know, he printed out the center plate and the two side plates. Jennifer and I traced out the pattern for the cardboard belt. And I painted and laminated it. And this championship belt replica that we made cost a grand total, everybody, of $3 to make. I spent $3, about $1.50 on paint and $1.50 on tape to laminate it. $3. We used old cardboard boxes to make the belt, and I put the thing together, and it looks great. The WWE Championship, a $3 cardboard replica. I would rather spend $3 to make something like this than to go out to Walmart or go somewhere online to spend anywhere between $20 to $300 on a real replica, whether it be for a child or for an adult like myself. There you go. $3 cardboard replica of the WWE Championship. Oh yeah, I am the face of comic book reviews. And you will show me the respect I deserve. No. But yeah, I love this. Yeah, I'm gonna take this to. I'm gonna take this with me when I go watch Survivor Series at a buddy's house. This is awesome. I love this. $3 for this. How much more awesome can that be? All right, I want to thank y'all for watching. I want to thank y'all for enjoying my comic book reviews, and I want to thank y'all for putting up with my geekiness here. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Go to my second channel, Blugoblin X, where I do my back issue reviews, where I do Midtown Comic Stashes, which are on hold for at the moment, but they will return, I assure you. And that's also where I do live Q&A sessions from time to time. Don't know when I'm going to do my next one. Don't forget about my friends at Dark Avenger Inc. Plus, as well as my bro, my student, my friend, TheMtVernonKid, Mark and Chloe at Fast Stack of Comics, J. Al Ghul, Deadpoolzilla, Brandon Hex, my old buddies. And thanks big in part to my family at Arkham Comics and my girlfriend Jennifer. I love you, baby. Thanks again for watching, everybody. And until next time, I will see you all later.